things that are taking place in the earth realm right now with the pandemic and was recently nationally known situation in Minnesota with the murder of a young man by police officers. And right now we're standing where the Bible says, Christians, we are supposed to do what? Contend. What are we supposed to do? Contend. We're supposed to contend for the faith. Amen? Who is supposed to contend for the faith? We are supposed to contend for the faith. Amen? And so we know that contending, since I'm going to go here briefly because I want to get to some new information, but you guys remember what contending is? Christians. Now, it's very important, since I'm talking to Christians, and Christians are supposed to contend for the faith. Well, if you are to contend, you need to understand what it means to contend. Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God. So, it is important that I continue to repeat, not just simply for the sake of repetition, but for the sake of getting the faith, developing our faith, strengthening our faith as it pertains to contending. Because right now, who should be contending in this hour? Believers. It is the believers. The Bible says, if my people, God says it specifically. He doesn't talk to the unbeliever regarding the epidemics, the things that are going on, the crises that are going on. He talks to his people. He says, if my people, he specifically designates the level of responsibility on his people. And it's ironic that I can't say for sure, so I won't accuse, but I think it's more important for us to say, and I think this message will help us take some accountability, responsibility, or at least that is the aim of the message, that each of us, including myself, will take our rightful place and exercise our rightful authority. And if we are doing this, to stop placing the responsibility of the change that God said the responsibility is on the believer, stop placing it on everybody else but ourselves. And one of the things I heard, we don't need any more heroes. See, television has captivated people, and people are trying to be heroes. We don't need heroes. We don't need heroes, because heroes are distractions. The hero mentality can be a distraction. However, we do need leaders. God has called us to be leaders. Jesus is our hero. Jesus is our hero. And that's where our attention and our focus should be. It's to him. But Jesus has called us, God has called us to be leaders. Leaders of what? Lead people. Leaders that lead people. Leaders that lead people. Leaders that lead people. There's a place and there's an authority that God wants us to lead to. Leaders that lead people to Jesus. We don't need heroes, we need leaders. But our leadership is specifically designated to lead people to Jesus. Hello? I know my mic is on. Yes. And we need to be clear about our posture, our position, our responsibility, and therefore we can understand our accountability, who we're accountable to. So that when we take our position, when we speak, when we act, when we behave, when we think, speak, and behave, we're accountable to what we're thinking, we're accountable to what we're speaking, we're accountable to how we're behaving. Hello? We're talking to Christians. See, Christians, we bring this thing into some focus. You know how you bring your camera into focus? I'm bringing this into focus. So it's not a scattered net. No, there's a specific that Christians, we are accountable to how we think. We're accountable to how we speak. We're accountable to how we behave and what we speak. Are y'all listening? Amen. So God says, if my people, and he qualifies it. He doesn't say it's automatic. So people are constantly, well, if God so loved, and if God loved us, why is God? Wait a minute, hold on, God qualified it. If qualifier. Somebody say if
Yeah.
is a qualifier. It's not automatic. And woe unto us if it's us Christians that's out here complaining more than doing. Because he says if, qualifier, if my people. Who is that in here? See, it's his people. If my people who are called by my name, not your own authority, not because you feel like saying something, feel like doing something. No, it's because I called you. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves. Now, see, religious people, they jump to prayer. They skip humility and say we need to pray. Well, God didn't say jump to prayer. He's very intentional about his direction. He said, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, comma, then pray. Why? Because if you don't humble yourself, you'll be praying in pride. And God says, I resist the proud, but I give grace to the humble. See, Christians, we have some responsibility. Say, I have some responsibility. So if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, ain't dealt with the sin yet. Hasn't even dealt with sin, but guess what? Some people, they're always trying to get the beam out of somebody else's eye. God says, here's my designation to get things completed and fixed, rectified. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face. Seek his face. Seek his face. See, we're talking about contending for the faith. We're talking about what? Contending for the faith. And right now we're standing in the hour where we need to contend. But we need to understand what God's expectation, what God requires, and how God expects us to respond, and what it means to contend. Are y'all listening?
Amen.
Christians, believers, if my people who are called by my name will do what first? Humble themselves. Second, pray. Third, and seek my face. Now he wants to deal with the sin. Now the last thing he says is turn from your wicked ways. 4 things specifically designated. Humble, pray, seek, turn. Humble, pray, seek, turn. Humble, pray, seek, turn. So if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, here's what God says he'll do. He gives us 4 things. He says, but I'm going to do mine in 3. Then will I hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin, and then I will heal. Come on, somebody say heal. He said, I'll heal their land. Now, people out there running them up. And I'm not judging or criticizing people for having an emotional response to such a terrible thing that takes place. But what I am saying, but Christians, God has designated us and given us a way to fix, to have God's assist take the reins, but we have a part. He says, then I will hear from heaven, then I will forgive their sin, and then I'll heal their land. Hello? Christians who are called to contend. We are called to contend for the faith. Christians. Hello? Am I talking to the right people here?
Amen.
Am I talking to God's people? Are you one of the ones that God says is called by his name? Are you?
Yeah. Amen.
Then you have a responsibility to contend. But you don't have the right to contend your own way. None of us do, including myself. I was frustrated, angry, but the Bible says be angry and sin not. It says anger lies in the bosom of a fool. Which tells you anger is a response, an emotion that God's given us, but God expects us to control the emotion, not the emotion to what? Control us. Come on. Pain is an indicator. Pain is a signal. Things that are taking place, they're signals. And it's a signal to the Christian that we need to take our rightful place and exercise our authority. Contend. Are y'all listening? So we talked about the weapons of our warfare, and that we're going to get into that, but the Lord wanted me to take, I believe he wanted me to take this direction with this so that we can understand partially and what's primarily opposing the believer. What's primarily, it's opposing believers, but it's fueling people who don't understand. See, there's a war in our members. Watch this. James 4, 1 through 4. James 4, 1 through 4. Because we talked about being able to understand we need to contend, and we have weapons to contend, and we're going to go back to that. But I believe the Lord wants me to pivot to give light to and show you what's coming and what's fueling, and if we're not careful, his people will be justifying even what's ailing us. And rather than deal with what's ailing us, because let's show it. James 4, 1 through 4. Y'all have it?
Amen.
Read.
From whence come wars and strife come they not hence, even your lust at war.
Now watch this. God's saying, here's what's the problem. What's causing the problems in this earth realm? What's causing this is these wars on our members. What's causing family feuds? What's causing nations against nations? What's causing all these stuff? What's the war? What's the war? Somebody say, what's the war? He says, from whence comes the wars and the fightings among you? All these sibling rivalries and domestic things and all of this national. God's saying, I'm going to show you. But you're going to have to be honest with yourself. You're going to have to do a personal examination and don't justify your position. Just take the pill of truth and deal with it. He says it this way, examine yourself. He said it this way, examine yourself. This is not a look at your neighbor message. Now we got to deal with you. I got to deal with who? Me. We're looking at the what? Man in the mirror. He says, get that beam out of your eye before you try to move that little toothpick in somebody else's eye. You know how difficult it is to remove a toothpick in somebody else's eye when you got a beam in your own? Let me show you the illustration. It looks like this. A beam is this long thing, and it's sticking out of your eye, and it can go straight to that wall. Now, it's going to be very difficult for you to reach the toothpick because the beam is keeping you from being able to reach them. So he said, get that big old long pole out your own eye so that you can be able to reach someone else to help. But if you're trying to get the toothpick out of their eye, you got a beam, you will never reach it. Hello? So this message is to deal with who? Who is it to deal with? So he's saying, I'm going to show you from which this is coming from. Examine yourself. He says, come they not hence what? What does it say? Come they not hence what? Even of your lust, which I looked up a definition because I was doing some research and I saw it. I did this word covetousness, and then this word dropped in my spirit, insatiable. Insatiable is, where is it at? Come on, Holy Spirit. Give me one moment, okay? Just be patient with me. Impossible to satisfy. Lust. Impossible. Lust. Impossible. Lust. Impossible to satisfy. Now listen to this very carefully. Lust is impossible to satisfy. What did I say?
Lust is impossible to satisfy.
Say it again.
Lust is impossible to satisfy.
Lust is impossible. It's not possible. Lust is impossible, meaning it's not possible to satisfy. Lust is impossible, meaning it's not possible. I, who used to have a struggle with pornography, could never get fulfilled by pornography. It will, I'm a very open pastor. Oh yeah, then y'all gonna learn some stuff. Because what? Because you need to understand truth. Are y'all listening?
Yes.
Lust will not be satisfied. There's not enough pornography in the world to satisfy. It's not. So men who are viewing, and women perhaps, won't satisfy. And that's just one area. But God says, from whence these wars and fightings come among you? But I use pornography because it's a thing that's attacking men in large scales across the globe. But now it's becoming frequent in women. It is something that people can identify with, but please don't limit lust to being sexual. Because lust is not simply sexual. So I don't want to get us lost off and get you put off on the bunny trail. Like, hey, well, that's just one aspect of lust. But regardless of what lusting after, it's impossible to what?
Satisfy.
It's impossible to satisfy. That's what lust is. It means it's impossible to what? Satisfy. So watch how this reads. Let me go back over here. So, from whence come wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence even of that which is impossible to satisfy? There are wars in your members. People are fighting over things that they can't get satisfaction from. But they're trying to get that thing to what? Satisfy them. People are fighting and warring over things they will never get satisfaction from. But they're hoping and participating and fighting so that that thing they think will satisfy them. Come on, somebody. Hear Holy Spirit. Hear Holy Spirit. Because if you get lost in thinking, well, that's sex, I don't deal with that. But think about the thing that you're looking for to satisfy you. That's causing you to be frustrated with people and circumstances. Hello? Are y'all listening? The Bible says, let them that have ears to hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying unto the church. Because see, right now it's time for the church to contend. But if the church, come on somebody, if the church ain't dealing with the church, the church got an opinion about something they ain't doing nothing about themselves. I said if the church won't deal with the church, they'll have opinion about things that they won't deal with what? Themselves. That's why God says, let's deal with my people first. His people. I ain't got no people. Talk about God. Let's be clear. When I say my people, I'm not talking about me. I'm referencing God. I don't have no people. But if God's people won't deal with, how you got an opinion about something you won't deal with yourself? In light of that, some people would say that's a hypocrite. I said, in light of that, some people would say that's a hypocrite. How are you going to talk to me about dealing with my issue and you won't deal with what? I said, how are you going to talk? So how are we going to tell the world what to do? How are we going to tell the world to get their stuff in order? And we, who are called by his name, are out of order. Hello? I don't blame government. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. I don't blame individuals. We have a spiritual war. And we're going to get into that, and the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. But guess what some of us as Christians are fighting with? Carnal. Why? Because we're not dealing with what God says deal with. Come on, somebody, put a smile on your face. Told you this ain't no look at your neighbor message. Huh? Because you might not be dealing with what I'm dealing with. Come on, somebody. But that don't mean I'm not dealing with something. And it don't mean you're not dealing with something. Come on, somebody. Hello? This is a deliverance movement. I said this is deliverance. If we'll obey the word. How, are we all right? We're going to still love each other after the message is done? Yeah. It's God's church. Thank God for that too. I ain't got to worry about it. It's his church. Come on, let's go on to verse 2. You what? You what? Have you desired something that can never be fulfilled? You desire something that never be fulfilled, and you have it, you don't have it. Read on. You kill. You killing for it. And you still desire to have it. Ain't getting it, and you're killing for it. No matter how much you try to obtain, it's not working for it. And you got to the place that now you even kill for it. Come on. Now you even kill for it. And it ain't working out for it. Because it was never intended to. Come on, somebody. I said it ain't working out for you because it was what? It was never intended to. It was never intended. And if we, the church, don't deal with this in our own lives, some people are ashamed of what they've gone through. But let me tell you something. Some things we go through end up benefiting us. Because we learn from it. And he says, hey, if you see your brother overtaken in the fault, let he which is spiritual restore such a one in the spirit of meekness. What? Considering yourself, if it was you. And he told Peter, when you are converted, strengthen your brother. When you're going through, when you come out of what you've been going through, you come out of what you've been struggling with, you come out of what you've been in bondage to. Then when you see somebody else overtaken in that, let him, he designated though, don't let everybody do it, let him which is spiritual restore such a one. In the spirit of meekness. Consider lest that was you. Come on, somebody. Now you can tie this in when you told Peter. Peter, when you are converted, strengthen your brother. See, you're so busy trying to conceal what you've been through because you're too prideful to admit you've gone through anything because you don't want to glorify God. You're so busy thinking about you that you don't tell nobody, so you can't help nobody. Because you want to be seen as something great, not understanding that God brought you out so that you can help somebody else. Amen. Hello? Somebody say it ain't about me. Amen. We don't need no heroes, we need leaders. Trying to build up your resume so you can be Zuzette, the captain chief, all in front of somebody. Don't nobody care that much about you. No, literally, they really don't. They literally do not care because it ain't paying their bills. It ain't adding nothing to their life. Amen. So what do you care with somebody else? You better let God use you for his glory. Because people really, can I tell you, Facebook and YouTube, people really don't care that much about you. If they're trying to get next to you because of what you have, they want what you got. Not you. Hello? Woo. And you shall know the truth, and the truth, it don't set nobody free. It makes you free. Come on, somebody. Makes you free. Are we all right? Let's do a smile exercise. Show your 2s, 10s, 24s, whatever you got left in your mouth. Smile. Give a smile exercise. Amen. Because we need to Because it's the church. The church. The church. The church. I shouldn't be trying to run to the White House to fix my stuff. I shouldn't be trying to run to the school district to fix my child. Hello? What do you think Jesus came here for? Have we replaced Jesus with the president, the superintendent of the school district? See, let's kill this hero mentality. And let's develop what God says, leaders. And lead them where? To Christ. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. But you, on the other hand, hello? I'm good for a few hours. I don't know if I can be there 24 hours. Let's just be honest. People lie. I'll be, no. You're going to be there till you can't be there no more. Jesus is inexhaustible.
Amen.
Hello? I'm trying to get this message to hello?
Amen.
I feel like I'm plowing here. Hello?
Amen.
Jesus gonna be there, he's inexhaustible.
Yes.
So leading them to you is not gonna help people. And let me go ahead and parenthetically insert this into the text. And I say this for this church. If you know more about me than you know about Jesus, I'm not doing something right. If I'm the pastor and you know more about me than you know about Jesus, I'm failing in my assignment. I said again, as a pastor, and starting to hit this house, if this house know more about me than Jesus, I'm failing in my assignment. Because I was never called to teach you about me. I said I was never called to teach you about me. So if you know more about me than you know about Jesus, I'm failing. And let me tell you something. And let's start with the pulpit, but let you make sure you know that it goes from the pulpit to the parking lot. What do your kids know? Hello? Is this thing on? The people that God has called you to be around, what do they know? What do they know because of you? They know how many cars you got, how many houses you bought, and I'm not taking away from that, how much money you got in your account. Do they know the God who saved you, delivered you, made you free, healed your body? Do they know that God healed you? Do they know that God delivered you? Do they know that God rescued you? Do they know God from you? Amen. Talking about contending for the faith. Or are you telling them more about how to get something that will never fulfill it? I said, or are you talking about them? More about them. Do they know more about your technique, your design, how to get them something that will never fulfill them? And they're out there killing for it, fighting for it. Somebody say, amen or ouch. Whichever one is appropriate.
Amen.
So I hear some soul winners there. I hear some people that are leading people to grow.
Oh, yeah.
Are y'all here? So you lust and you have not, you kill and you desire to have, and what? And cannot. You cannot. I mean, you will not. See, and they say, well, I got the thing, yeah, but it's not fulfilling you. See, you thought that was going to be the answer, but you found out it's nothing. It's empty. It has not. It doesn't have the resources, the regiments. It's not qualified to do what you thought that thing would do for you. Come on, somebody. That thing you killed for, designed to have, cannot obtain. They're like, well, I got the thing I was hoping for. Yeah, but it's not doing what you thought it would do for you. It cannot. Ah, shit. It cannot. I said it cannot. I said it what?
Cannot.
That's why you behold as being single. Because a wife, husband, men, a wife ain't going to do for you what you think it's going to do. Women, a husband ain't going to do for you what you think it's going to do for you. You better be 100% whole in Christ. Ah, come on. 37 ways to this, 107 ways to that, 57 ways to this, and all of it. Is it pulling you closer to Christ? Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because you what? Ask not. See, because he says, if you delight yourself in me, God says this, I'll give you the desires of your heart. But see, as you delight yourself in him, you'll begin to understand how to properly appropriate the things of life.
Amen.
I said, if you delight yourself in him, as you're delighting yourself in him, he will help you to properly appropriate the things in life. I said, he will.
Yes.
I said, he will help you. I said, he will help you. I said, he will help you. As you delight yourself in him, he will help you. Who will help you? God will help you properly appropriate so you'll understand that what I'm looking for won't be fulfilled in that. It's okay for me to have that, but that's not what's going to fulfill me. It's me in him. That's why I can wait on it. That's why I can wait. That's why I can patiently wait. That's why I don't have to be impatient. Come on, somebody. That's why I can patiently wait. That's why he can develop me before it comes. That's why he can develop me before it gets here. That's why he can develop me before it gets here. That's why he can develop me before it gets here. Because I can wait because I'm delighting myself in him. And he's training me on how to properly appropriate the thing. Talk about contending, believers.
Yes, Lord. Amen.
See, people fighting over things they think is going to answer them and fulfill them, and they don't understand you're outside of God, you're missing it, and if you don't allow God to help you, you'll be fighting and killing for something that will never be able to fulfill.
Amen.
And it comes in all kinds of ways. You think you need power over somebody else. You think you need the bigger house and the bigger car so that you can, whatever you think that's going to do. But all it is a larger mortgage and a bigger car note. And it's media that shape that piece of metal with this color to make you think that makes you better than somebody else. But you got to let God deal with you so you can understand your car don't make you no better than nobody else. That piece of metal and that wood that stacks you up when you sleep, that don't make you no better. It's a piece of wood with some stucco on it. Thank God for it, but it's not going to make you no better than the man that lives in a 600 square foot apartment and you live in an 8,000 square foot. It doesn't make you better. And it's okay to have it, but let God appropriate so you can put that thing in its proper perspective. Hello, somebody. We're talking about Christians who are called to contend. And as Christians, we got to deal with this stuff. We have the church, Christian. You are 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 the church. Deal with it. Hello? Talk about contending for the faith. The weapons of our warfare not being carnal. Come on. We got to deal with this carnality. Come on, somebody. I said we got to deal with this carnality. I said we got to deal with what?
Carnality.
Come on. Am I in the right house?
Yes.
Amen.
I know we ain't in the White House, but I'm in the right house.
Yes. Father God's house.
Come on, somebody. And what are we getting this for? So that we can be sober. Be sober.
Amen.
Be sober in our mind. Sober in our thinking. Sober in our behavior. So that when people get around us, we're sober. We can teach by life and then speak when necessary. Some people talk too much and live too little. Come on, somebody. We need to live the life. Sober. Are y'all listening? verse 3. I don't think I'm going to get through here. 3. Read it. Ye ask and receive not. But now he said, because there's a reason. There's a reason you haven't received what you asked for. What did he say the reason is?
Because you ask amiss.
You ask amiss. What's it say there? That you may what?
Consume it upon your lust.
See, he's saying to you, sometimes I'm protecting you from you. You can have what you asked for, but not yet. I need to develop you. Delight yourself in me some more. Delight yourself in me some more so that I can help you appropriate the thing you're asking me for. I said, delight yourself, and when I'm talking about me, I mean, I'm not me. Delight yourself in God so that he can help you appropriate the things you're asking for. See, he's not telling you you won't be able to have it, but he's telling you right now, you ain't got that. Because right now, if you got that, it's going to be consumed upon the thing that cannot fulfill you. You will have something in your life that's replacing me. Because you're thinking that's going to do for you what only I can. I said, because you're thinking that will do for you which only I can. Because you're thinking that will do for you for which only I can. Hallelujah. Christians, us believers, I'm including that. I'm talking about us. I mean me, us. I just can't talk about me because it ain't all about me. So when I say us, it's because it's about us. But I'm included. I'm not excluded. I'm included. He didn't say his people except for pastors. He didn't say his people except for apostles. He said if his people is his people. So don't think your title eliminates you or excludes you. It's his people. Come on, somebody. So sitting in them seats, because just don't think, oh, that ain't me. Hold on a minute. Are you his people? I said, are you his people? I said, are you his people? Then that includes you. Hello? And people are like, well, I didn't even really know. That means go find out. Because you don't know a tree by its fruit. When people talk, let's do it. Y'all want to do a test, and you don't have to answer me. Just test yourself silently so nobody knows it's you. If the 5 closest people around you, if somebody talked to the 5 closest people around you, what would they say they knew about you more? Would they say that they knew about your God? Or would they say they knew more about your skill set, your talent, your charisma? Where you live and what you drive and where you work. I said, y'all don't have to answer that, but we can do a litmus test. Person. Talk about the 5 closest people around. Do they even know your God? Or do they even know God exists because of you? Do they know how God moves in your life? Do they know how God has helped you and delivered you and made you and provided for you and kept you? Do they know that about you? Come on, someone. Where does this change start, somebody? Come on. Does anybody know where change starts? I said, anybody know where change starts? I'll say it for me, it starts with me. See, change for us don't start with you, it starts with me. Change for us don't start with you, it starts with me. Change for us don't start with you, it starts with me. Change for us doesn't start with you. It starts with me. So when we got all this stuff going on and people out here pointing the fingers at everybody else and all of this and all of that, when are you going to take accountability for you? When are you going to say I'm part of the problem? You got multitudes of people got an opinion about everybody else but themselves. Come on, preach the house down, y'all. Tell it. You got more people that got more opinion about the president, the police, the fire department, the black people, the white people, the green people, China, Hong Kong. You got more opinion about them. When do you talk about you?
My Lord.
When do you deal with you?
Amen.
Is this mic on?
Yes, it's on.
We need another smiling exercise? Let me throw in a commercial. Now, y'all know I love y'all.
Amen.
I absolutely do. And I mean no harm. But it's my assignment, my God. It's bullshit, it's my, what will the Lord say? I'm more accountable to God. What God, am I all right? Because, look, even if you got upset with me, if it's going to charge you to walk out of here and deal with you, in exchange for you being mad at me, I'd rather you be mad at me and deal with you.
Amen.
Are y'all seeing that? Do y'all understand that? Because at some point you're going to have to deal with it. Because at some point, look, if God come and have a conversation with you tonight, let's say God said, I'm going to appear before you and I want to have a conversation with you. But let's say God comes down and he manifests himself in the natural as a physical being, and he sits there and he checks you out and he says, now, hey, I want you to, I see all this going on, what you doing about it? What you doing about it in alignment with what my word says? How are you contributing to change based on what my word says? Can anybody answer that? I'm not asking you to, but can anybody answer that? How will you answer God? Since he told you, us, to contend for the faith. Will you be one that says, see, you know what? My favorite line. You know what happened was. are you gonna be one of them? Well, what happened, Lord, was, you know what I'm saying? You can never get a complete statement out. Because the more you try to fix your lips to make a statement, the more you realize, because you start trying to blame somebody else, you try to blame something else, and then he didn't ask you about them, he didn't ask you about that, he just asked you about you. See, you start reaching for the stars, you start trying to reach for somebody else, the reason why you didn't do it, and something else is the reason, and then, you sit beside and before the Most High God, who know all things, and then you already know in your heart that I know I'm about to try to lie and make an excuse, and I'm sitting before the one who knows all. You see how people, in light of things that are going on, they so much want to rant about the problem. I say they so much want to rant about the problem, which they think the problem is the thing they're looking at, but they never realize the problem might be the thing that they're looking at.
Amen.
Say like. So in terms of contending, we must know how to contend. Otherwise, you'll just be beating against the air, never making a difference, because you're not fighting the way God has instructed his people. And please don't take your cues from somebody who's not even in a relationship with him. Please don't build your mind upon those you're looking at who do not even honor you. Please don't build your testimony and repetition based on somebody else who refuses to even acknowledge you. Verse 4. he starts to talk about how he sees us who are allowing this posture, position, and pursuit. He says, this is how I see you. Read it. Verse 4.
Ye ask? Oh,
No, verse 4.
okay.
This is how he sees those who are pursuing things that can never fulfill.
You adulterers.
Adulteresses, you're reading it right. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. You're exactly right. That's how he sees.
Says,
yeah, that's how he sees.
know ye not that the friendship of the world is in it.
That's how he sees. That's how he sees us. I said don't be looking at the world.
Whosoever.
Hold on, pause for a moment. Okay. Don't be looking at the world when you talk about ye adulteresses and adulterers. No. When you are in pursuit of something outside of God to fulfill you, not to say there's anything wrong having those things, but when you're in pursuit of them with the wrong motive, with having them in the wrong place, having them in the wrong posture, in your heart, in your mind, in your thinking, in your pursuit, this is how he sees us. Ye adulterer and adulteresses. Some of y'all look like Scooby-Doo. See, because if you limit it to sex, that's why you get this scripture confused. But that's how he sees you with him. You're cheating on me with that. Because you think that is better than... Hello? You should see y'all faces. Oh, God. You think that is going to be better than me? No. And see, some people will lie and say, I'll never leave you, Lord. No, the moment you get that, you out of here. The moment you get that, your prayer life is gone. Because you're too busy to pray. Or the moment you get that, your worship life has become diminished. Because you're too busy worshiping the thing that you thought was going to fulfill. Is this too deep? Is this too much? Do I need to slow it down? This is some me. You're too busy now. Because you adultery. Yeah, you thought because that's how adultery gets. The adultery is to replace that which you have with something else. I don't know whether to do a gig to try to simplify this, because I feel like this is a little. You understand what I'm saying? He said, this is how I see it. And he's dealing with the church. He's dealing with his people. He's not dealing with the unbeliever. You see? And we got, as a church, got to make sure we ain't out there before we out there shooting everybody up. But God says, I'll fix it if you change. We out there shooting at everybody else, but God said, listen, if you change, I'll fix it. Let me say that one more time because y'all didn't get it. We out there shooting bullets at the world. And God said, but if my church will change how they operate individually, I'll fix it. That's so funny, ain't it? Because, boy, we preaching hellfire and brimstone. And God, like, if you don't get yourself together. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's funny to me. Oh, Lord, I'm just going to stop. Because that is hilarious. I'm just going to stop the tape.